1, 2, 3, 4.
Chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Dang bling, chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now. Dang bling, chant down Babylon kingdom, team make me chant down Vatican now.
What up, y'all? It's Babylon 5 Podcast. It's your boy, Jermaine Babbles. How are you guys doing? This is episode 125. Sorry, I'm just fucking with my camera here. Episode 125, ladies and gentlemen. Calling this bad boy Nah. Alright? Episode 125, hosted by your boy, Jermaine Babbles, is called Nah. I don't know, my fucking iPhone is acting weird. It's what I used to record, and it keeps getting off my tracking lock. It just keeps dismissing. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, it'll focus on random ass shit in the scene here. I guess if this scene is too loud for this iPhone setting, I guess it's too loud. But before we get into this episode, I want to say that I hope everyone's week has been well. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope this week here is going to be better than last week for you all. You know, and I mean that sincerely. I hope that this week is better than the last for everyone. We're going to talk about just the Milwaukee music scene, the controversy that's been going on. But actually, I feel like it's something that's been going on, bubbling for about 2-3 years, maybe 4 at this point, man. Maybe like 4 years at this point. Probably like 3. It's 2022, you know. So we're gonna talk about that. And we're going to get into some UFC news, and we're going to talk about UFC Vegas 46, I believe. Could be 47. Who knows? We'll see on Saturday. I'm not too sure, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, if you guys want to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, first and foremost, it's at Babylon5Pod. You guys can follow my personal accounts at My Name's Jermaine. You could email this podcast at Babylon5podcast@gmail.com. You guys can hit that like button right now wherever you're listening to this podcast, because this podcast is streaming everywhere. Everywhere that you can listen to podcasts, you'll find this podcast. So go ahead and hit that like button where you are so it helps other people find this podcast. Let people know that you love this podcast. You guys could also do that by purchasing some merchandise. Go to teespring.com/stores/BOFpod-shop. And if you guys want to watch me game anytime, dude, I'm real self-conscious. Let's be real here. All right? I'm self-conscious about my gaming. I don't necessarily always play on the highest difficulty. Nigga, why? I'm playing this game. I don't always play on the highest difficulties. And I feel like I will be judged heavily. I love when I see the videos of other niggas gaming and they're like, they press pause to show that they got the difficulty all the way up. Like, nigga, I don't care you have the difficulty all up. Put it on easy. I just want to watch you play the game, if that's what we're doing here. But it's like, nigga, I don't always play on the hardest difficulty. And I started that Skyrim character, and I was like, oh, we're doing survival mode. But then in like an hour, I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. This sucks. Like, it's terrible. It was like unplayable. I took, what did I do? Wherever the fuck you do the, I think Winterhold, they have the warlocks, the wizards or whatever. You go and learn magic from, I think it's Winterholders. Nah, it's not Winterhold. It's whatever place. It might be Winterhold. Whatever place there's fucking snow in Skyrim, I took that fucking carriage. You pay like $500. It'll take you to anywhere in the map if you haven't discovered yet. That's like quick fast travel to any major location you haven't discovered yet. So I fast traveled to this fucking location, and it turns out you can't fast travel out of that location, and it's just nothing but snow and all kinds of shit. In this game, if you're cold, you have to like fucking go by a fire or you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna freeze to death. It's ridiculous. And then if you're cold, you can't like heal as fast as you normally would. So then if enemies are attacking you, you can't heal as fast as you can. Your stamina's not recovering because you're cold, and people are like, I was like, yo, this makes no sense. Like an hour of gameplay. I was like, this is the dumbest thing they ever could have done to Skyrim. And it's so stupid. They made it like too realistic. Almost, but it's like, nah. Because who the fuck could make that trek of what I'm talking about? Wherever you go, I think it's the College of Winterhold. You go to there, you go to that land and you try to leave that place early in the game on survival mode, and you got like nothing but a piece of venison in your pocket, no potions, no bowls of soup to keep you warm, nigga. You had to have bowls of soup on deck to keep you warm. I was like, this is fucking stupid. You can't make it anywhere like that. You can't make it anywhere. It's a crazy game. But so, yeah. One of these days, I'm going to go to Twitch. I'm trying to, like, simulate some franchises. I be fucking with simulating franchises. I gotta put that up there for you guys. Because if I fuck with it, it got to be hella motherfuckers that fucks with simulating franchises. I be loving building teams via simulating franchises. That's the shit. I don't really play no games like that. Sometimes I'll do a my career, my player, but I don't know. That's not what I'm on right now. I'm on simulating franchises. You know what I'm saying? So go to twitch.tv/Babylon5. And lastly, go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod and be my patron. Be my patron. Before we talk about this Milwaukee scene, I wanted to say first and foremost, rest in peace to Bob Saget. Like right before I was about to record, my wife got flooded with texts that Bob Saget had died, and I'm like, nah, that ain't real. But nah, it's real. We looked it up. I looked it up. It was like TMZ was reporting on it. For me, it's like once TMZ is reporting on it, then it's real. Like, as far as celebrity deaths. Once TMZ started talking about it, they went from tabloid to being, like, the source real quick. Because I remember, we were just talking about, like, I didn't believe Kobe died when I first saw that pop up on my phone. I was like, get this bullshit out of here. You know, they always do those fake rumors, or occasionally there'd be a fake rumors, like Kel Mitchell died. That was a rumor, and then he popped up like, I'm not dead. John Witherspoon, like years before he died, there was rumors that he died that was going around. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I thought that was when I first got this fucking Kobe Bryant message. I just swiped that away like, get the fuck out of here. I'm about to read this nonsense. That didn't happen. But it happened. And once I saw a TMZ post about it, TMZ posted like 20 minutes later after this whatever notification I got, that I was like, that's stupid. That's not real. 20 minutes later, TMZ fucking posted about it. I was like, what the fuck? It's actually real. It's actually real. So rest in peace to Bob Saget. I don't know if I said that here. I went on that tangent there. I don't know if I said. But rest in peace to Bob Saget. I noticed right before I was going to record here. 65-year-old Bob Saget was found in a hotel room in, was it, either Orlando, I believe? In Orlando, Florida. Unfortunately. I was late on getting tickets. He was recently here in Milwaukee, and I was late on getting tickets. They were sold out by the time I was going to buy them. We were talking about getting a booth, and then we just didn't pull the trigger on them, and we missed our last chance to roll with Bob Saget, unfortunately. Rest in peace to Bob Saget, man. You ain't see that coming. I mean, of course, you never really see any, and we could die any day, die anyway, and our only legacy will be the things we write and say. So, shout out to Diamato. Rest in peace to Bob Saget, man. And you know, man, this fucking Milwaukee music scene, it's pretty interesting. Over the past few years, as I was saying, there's a lot of controversy. Mainly from what I've seen, well, from what we're talking about right here, is with this group, which the new age narcissism, which was led up by Webster X. I believe he was the leader. I was not that familiar with the crew. I had forgot what the name was until I was reading some of the comments on one of the posts we're going to talk about here, and I was like, oh, that's what the crew was called. So I think Webster X was the leader, and you had people like Q the Sun, who I believe about 2-3 years ago was the first one within that crew to be accused of assaulting women, sexual assault of women. Trigger warning for all you guys. He was the first one to be, I heard that there was like posts and whatnot. I didn't see those at the time. I heard about it like months after it happened. But I had heard, you know, that there was all these accusations of sexual assault from Q the Sun, member of that crew. But I had just heard, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see the post. I had just heard about it months later. And then, within that crew, you have Lex Allen, R&B artist Lex Allen, who there's a page on Instagram you guys can find. It's called Lord by Lex Allen, with underscores. It's Lord _by_Lex_Allen. And it's stories of him drugging and raping people all over Milwaukee. Drugging and raping young men all over Milwaukee. And there's even a story here of him just raping this dude on the side of the house, on the side of a house in River West. Probably shouldn't be dropping that hard R right here. It sounds pretty crazy. I'll try to say sexual assault here, but you know what I'm saying. If you go to this Instagram, the stories here are fucking wild. I believe I may have mentioned here, maybe not, but you know, my first encounter with Lex Allen, or whoever his real name is, whatever his real name is, I was at a house party. It's long before niggas was really doing music like that. And as I said, I believe the nigga tried to like break down the bathroom door at a house party I was at. Cause my homeboy, he was like trying to get at my homeboy like the whole party, and my homeboy wasn't into it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't into it. So like, I mean, at the time I've heard some things, but I mean, I've just heard random things. That's neither here nor there. But at the time, nigga was not into it. So my homeboy goes into the bathroom, and there's a lock on the door, and I see homeboy just like run up, trying to like break into the bathroom, trying to not like break the door down and shit, like trying to fidget with the lock and shit, doing some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And thankfully, that situation just got resolved in the way that it did. It got resolved in the way that it did. But I was like, what the I was like, I was in a fucking shock. Like, what is this nigga doing? Because, like, from where I was sitting, it's like, there's like a wall here, like a fucking facade almost, There's like the living room fucking facade wall that makes like a hallway. And like my nigga walked through the hallway to get to the bathroom, but then it's just like a doorway right there, so I got a clear view of it. He goes in, and then this nigga comes in right behind, trying to fidget with the door, trying to get that shit open, like with the quickness. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? I was so shocked. I was like, dude, I was so thrown off by that. So when I read these stories in this Lord by Lex, I'm like, nigga. I'm like, nigga, I told you niggas. Like I told niggas about that party a minute timetaneous. And it meant nothing to them niggas. But I'm like, yo, that's some weird behavior, bro. That nigga was right on that door. Nigga, I was like, yo, that's some weird shit. And it's like, yeah, we haven't really heard anything from Homeboy, from Lex Allen in quite some time. Which brings me to the question, I think is the most important question here that I'm going to ask again. Like, have I missed it, or has Backline/Generator said something about the Lex Allen situation? Have they spoken out? Have they spoken out about this Webster X situation? Have they spoken out? I'm curious. I'm very curious. That artists that you guys are pushing, you're putting money into these artists to push them in this city and beyond. Do you guys intend to continue to work with these artists? What is your stance on the victims here, the accused? Like, what is your stance here? I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen something. If you've seen something, please let me know. But what is the stance? Are you guys just like waiting until it all blows over and then you guys are gonna bounce back with some fresh music? And then at that point, it's like it's on us. Like, you guys can go to this Lord by Lex page, and it's pretty crazy. And let's say this nigga drops a banger next year. It's on y'all if y'all are gonna just forgive all that shit. Or just forget all that shit. Just be like, that banger is more important to me than whatever possibly happened on the side of that house to that young man that is not anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like some of these people are anonymous, some of them are not. Those are some brave motherfuckers there, you know what I'm saying? So, like, are they continuing to work with these artists? Is a very important question, I believe, on this subject. I feel like that's the most important question. Like, what is their stance on this? I'm very confused. What is their stance on this? I don't think we've heard anything. So, like, as we move on to the leader of NAN, which stands for New Age Narcissism, you got two members right here. Just one, I didn't read the stories of the sexual assault with Q the Sun, but I've read these stories here with Lex Allen, and it's quite shocking. It's quite shocking. And then I read this story, and even before this, I had been hearing, like, before this story came out, like maybe months ago, I was hearing that there was a different girl that Webster X had dated, and she was posting vague messages alluding to the fact that he's had assaulted her before in the past. And I think, like, physically, not sexually. It just said abuse from my understanding. And this was like months ago, and I had dismissed it. I was like, nah, it's not him. They must be talking about Q, because I had heard the things about Q the Sun. I was like, nah, it's not him. But then now, his ex-girlfriend that I knew him to have been dating. I had never heard the name of this other person before. But the girl that I had known him to date, to be with, in a relationship with, is what I'm trying to say, comes out with this story, all these stories of Webster X just fucking punching her in the face, just fucking slamming her face into a sink in front of, like, she said a bunch of people, male and female, that all called her sis. I think it's crazy because, you know, I be like around some of these people. So when she uses these wording, I'm like, I think it's that nigga, that. You know what I'm saying? It's certain artists here that you guys in the city are still gonna, like, you know, come out for. You're still gonna, you know, support. There's a lot of artists here that I'm guaranteeing all those people were other artists. Guaranteeing. Because she said he slammed her face. Webster X slammed his girlfriend's face into the sink in front of all these people, and no one did anything. They just acted as if nothing happened. Guarantee they're all artists. Guarantee it. And it's like, this dude Webster X comes out. He puts out the most basic apology. Says shit like, the hurt I've caused both of us. Nigga. It's like, I understand, like, you hurt her by slamming her fucking face into a sink. And maybe you like sprained your wrists a little bit as you were slamming her fucking face into a sink. And then you were like, I caused us both pain. Like, it's the nonsense, all right? Nonsense throughout that. It's not even a real apology. It's pretty gross. So as I'm saying, it's on us. Damn, I hate this, like, I'm like shaking up. I'm breathing weird right now. Because this nigga fucking slammed his fucking girlfriend's face into a kitchen sink. Webster X slammed his girlfriend's face into a kitchen sink. I mean, into a bathroom sink. Not a bathroom sink. I mean, not a kitchen sink. A bathroom sink. Slammed her face into the fucking sink. Alright? It's fucking appalling. So it's on, like, us as a people. Because what's the move here? Even before this nigga put out this apology, I'm like, what could this nigga possibly say? Nigga, you fucking slammed her face into a sink. That's one story. That's the one that just really didn't sit right with me. All of it's disgusting. All of it's disgusting. But the slamming her fucking... So what could the nigga... like, there's nothing the nigga could really say in defense of it. What do you come out and say? Like, you come out and say some dumb shit like the pain I've caused us both, the hurt I've caused us both. You come out and that's the best case scenario, is that you say some dumb shit. After, like, in response to being exposed for slamming your girlfriend's face into a sink. Webster X slammed his girlfriend's face into a sink and then came out and talked about how he's hurt by being exposed for punching his girlfriend in the face at a park, and she had to go fucking hide because she knew it'd ruin his fucking career. She hid from the cops to save this nigga after he punched her in the fucking face. It's on us to be like, nah, he just dropped a banger. It's on us to fucking feel that way if it happened. It's on us, alright? It's on us. But I ask again, to like Generator to Backline. Like, are you guys, what's your stance on this? What's your response to this? I think that's more important. Are you guys still putting dollars on these people? Are you still pumping these people out on the city? After all this shit is here? After the dirt is, some of the dirt is here. I don't feel like we've heard every story that we'd like to hear. Every story. Fuck. There's so much shit. We haven't even, I don't believe we scratched the fucking surface. So, like, that's the question, man. Like, what's up with Backline, Generator? Like, are you guys still continuing to work with these people? Given what we all know at this point. Given what we all know. You know what I'm saying? To the layman, them bike fucking charities out of the blue look like, oh shit, he's doing good shit for the city. Featuring artists from the city and then putting out songs in succession. A bike song, then a song featuring, like it was all the album rollout. But to the layman, but my thing is here, you know what I'm saying? Humanitarian award, I've never even heard of that before. All I'm saying is I felt like it was all a part of the rollout. I said it when I saw it right away. When I saw it, I was like, nigga, this is an album rollout. The first fucking bike ride. I was like, this is a rollout. I knew it. I knew it right away. I was like, God damn it, I wish I could do it. He had a lot of niggas there. He had half the city there. Nigga, you had half the city there. So, like, I was like, damn, that's dope as fuck. I wish I could do it, but I was like, this ain't a real a thing. Why isn't he known for doing these charities? You know what I'm saying? At that point, it's been like 5 years. You could be known for being that nigga in the city. But you're not. So I was like, this is an album rollout. And I felt like I didn't even know he was Humanitarian of the Year until niggas told me, until I saw this story. And niggas was like, oh shit, this nigga's Humanitarian of the Year. I'm reading that in the story. I didn't know this nigga was Humanitarian of the Year, but I feel like that's a part of the rollout. It's all a part of the rollout. It's crazy how, it's just crazy. So I'm just curious, man. I'm curious how things proceed from here, given what we know. There's rumors of this and that, but from what we see here, what we can actually read, what we can actually like know to be true, especially here with this Webster X, he's admitting to it in his apology. He did beat the shit out of his girlfriend. Webster X punched his girlfriend in the face. Webster X slammed his girlfriend's face into a sink. Webster X broke into his girlfriend's fucking apartment. There's all kinds of shit. So that's what we can see. So where is Generator / Backline? Where do you stand on this? Because at least we should know that much as we proceed as a city, my nigga. As a people, let us make that decision. We see who y'all are and we gonna proceed, with that. We gonna proceed as it goes, bro. But, like, I just need to know where y'all niggas stand because, like, do these victims matter? And it's a lot of the niggas that y'all are putting in these positions to influence niggas to feel like, I'm reading these stories and they're like, yeah, everybody's here. Like the Lex Allen stories, and it's like I was at a party and all these motherfuckers was here. All these people like Generator are pushing in these positions to make these people feel like, oh, I can't say anything because he's playing this random big show that they made. They promoted to make it look big. You know what I'm saying? They're fucking influencing these people. They're fucking complicit. If you continue to work with these people. Given what you know, you're fucking complicit in the fucking manipulation. I'm moving on. So Max Holloway has to pull out of UFC 272 in his trilogy fight with Alexander Volkanovski. Man, I'm fucking low-key. That whole situation bothers me. I can't even, it bothers me, man. He fucking lied. And you niggas worship him. I was like, I have to have that queued up. And I was like, let me try to imitate it real quick. I hope it sounded good for you guys. But Jesus Christ, man. The whole thing bothers me, man. I need to know, them same niggas that are like, oh, come watch our live stream. They're same niggas that are promoting these same artists that are fucking doing all this craziness. This craziness. It's the same people. So, I'm moving on. I'm trying to move on to a different subject. We're going to talk about some UFC here, right? All right. We're going to talk about some UFC. So you got as I said, Max Holloway pulls out of his fight with Alexander Volkanovski, his trilogy fight, which I feel like he was going to lose anyway. So I feel like this is honestly the best thing to happen for Max. How about Max put on some weight and move division? How about Max why don't you lose some weight? Move down a division. Nobody really talks too much about that. Because he's got, short little arms. And I feel like they just gonna fuck him up at 155. He takes too much damage. He's gonna get fucked up at 155. What happened when he fought at 155 against Poirier? He got hit a lot. We've never seen him take so much damage. He was getting fucked up at 155. And I feel like the trend would continue. I think he should move down, fight other people. Because he's not going to be Volkanovski. At this point, they have not announced the replacement. You got Giga Chikadze fighting Calvin Kattar next Saturday, as I'm going to talk about. Giga says he's going to finish Calvin and he wants to step in and fight. If he fucking has a flawless victory like we know he can, fucking give it to Giga. Give it to Giga. That'd be hilarious. If Giga somehow became... I don't know if he could beat Volkanovski, because this is my thing. Giga's never been tested especially against somebody like Volkanovski. Volkanovski is the best. He's so good everywhere, and he's just one of the toughest motherfuckers you're gonna come around. So, but that Giga kick ain't no joke. So, I don't know. We don't know who he's gonna fight. Volkanovski's talking as if it's Korean Zombie next. I would love for him to fight Yair Rodriguez. I think that would be a good fight. Yair was wilding online. He was like, first I respected you, but now that you called out Korean Zombie, fuck you. I'm you fucking midget. I'm going to knock your head off. He was going off on, Yair was going off. It was what the fuck, Yair? Chill out. And that's what fucking Alexander Volkanovski was like, mate, chill out. He was like, if it doesn't work out with Korean Zombie, then you're next, mate. But, I'm really interested in who's there. I think the most interesting matchup would be, obviously, Henry Cejudo. Except for me, even if it is an interesting fight, why not come back and compete? Why not come back and be a real fighter and earn that? If you were fighting, if you were like, nope, I'm going to move up to 145, and you went out there and beat somebody, one of the top guys because you're Triple C and you feel like you can, you would be perfect. You would be right in line to fight Volkanovski right now. But you're not here. You're not fighting these people. So I think he could fuck up Max Holloway with his wrestling, with his speed. I think he could fuck up Max. I've lost a lot of faith in Max. Max can strike, but he gets hit too much. That last fight with Yair, I was like, I don't know about Max. Max is he about to get his fucking ass beat by Volkanovski again. That's what it looks like. So we don't know who's going to be the replacement. We don't even know if they're possible. I don't know if I saw how long Max is going to be out, but they could potentially just rebook the fight. Max earned the fight. So if they're not able to book Yair or Korean Zombie for whatever reason, who knows if they don't just rebook this fight. I don't know how long Max is going to be out. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what happens here. But I would love to see Yair step in there and fight Volkanovski. I felt like he beat Max Holloway. I feel like that would be a very exciting fight, man. His striking has stepped up. I would love to see, chill out, Apple Watch. Niggas talking about be mindful. Nigga, don't send me that bullshit ass. Don't send me that bullshit in the middle of the pod, nigga. But yeah, I would like to see Yair in there. I felt like he beat Max. And yeah, I'm of the opinion that he's coming off a win. How about that? That's how I feel about it. Yeah, Tony Ferguson. He apparently declined to fight Gregor Gillespie, man. Dude, how dumb is Tony Ferguson? As I said, I mean, he's not listening to my advice. Just some random ass nigga over here. But as I said, if I'm going to give advice to Tony Ferguson, it was like to fucking step down in competition, nigga. If you step down in competition, fuck, nigga, and you lose, the nigga, I guess that's telling you that, nigga, it might be time to hang it up. But if you win, you win. You get a win. You're back in the win column. We can start talking about, oh, maybe Tony's back. And you get another fight. You get that hype for another fight. It's like, oh, shit, is Tony back? But he's refusing to fight people like Gregor Gillespie. And instead it's trying to fight Michael Chandler, nigga. I feel like that's a terrible decision. Out of the two right now, on a fucking, 3-fight losing streak, coming off major surgery, he came back fast against Pettis, when he fought Pettis, but at the same time, he's old. He's older. He's an older dude who had the surgery, he's slower. He's a little gun shy after taking all that abuse from Gaethje. I think Gregor Gillespie is a perfect fight for him right now. But he's choosing to try and fight Michael Chandler, of all people. I think that's going to end with him getting knocked the fuck out. I think we're going to see Tony Ferguson get finished against Michael Chandler. I think he has a chance at a much better fight against Gregor Gillespie. Jesus. I just think keeps losing the tracking. I put tracking lock on and then I look up and it's like, nope, we're not tracking anymore. As soon as I look at the screen, it's like, nope, no more. Real interesting. Oliveira says he's open right now to fight. Either he wants to move down to 145 and fight Volkanovski, which I think he finishes Volkanovski. I think he's too long, too skillful. His fucking front kicks come out of nowhere. He's just so deadly. I think he finishes Volkanovski. But also Oliveira is saying that he wants to move up to he's open to move up to 170 and fight Kamaru Usman. Nigga, please sign him up for both of those fights. Sign me up for both of those fights. I'd love to fucking see it. I don't know if Oliveira wins necessarily again. This is the thing with Usman. I feel like Usman is in that first round. I think in the first round he's going to land on Charles. And because Charles don't really move his head too much, but he's shown to be tough. But that nigga Kamaru got some power. So I don't know. And has Charles ever fought at 170? I'm unsure. I'm unsure if he's ever fought at 170. If he has, how successful was he at 170? I mean, I guess that was a while ago. But them boys hit harder. They're bigger. I don't know if I would advise him fighting Kamaru Usman or even in the future Khamzat Chimaev, who will be the champion one day. In my opinion, he will be the champion. I wouldn't advise that, but I think he could go down to 145. I know he's fought at 145, so he can go back to 145, and I feel like he would dominate Alexander Volkanovski. Given everything, even with everything we've seen from Volkanovski, I think Volkanovski will get dominated by. Dude, he's just how tall? He's like 5'11". Charles Oliveira, he's just super lanky. He's got the crazy reach advantage in that fight, and he's just so fast. Man, I don't know about that. And we got UFC Vegas 46? 47? I think 46. Headlined by Calvin Kattar versus Giga Chikadze, as I mentioned before. And I'm going with Giga by fucking domination. Might be a first round stoppage. Man, Calvin's a tough guy, but we know that Max isn't known to like have that power to like knock somebody out. He gets you with volume, which is, I don't know. He's got to figure out. He's got to put some weight on or something, but it's Max, that is. But Giga is known for stopping people, especially with this body kick. He wants to fight Volkanovski. If he has an impressive win, he might find himself there. So I feel like they haven't announced it yet. They most likely will before Saturday, but all the power to Giga. I feel like Giga's going to win this fight and be that much closer to a championship fight. You also have Muslim Salikov taking on Michel Pereira. That's going to be a pretty interesting fight. I'm a big fan of Michel Pereira. You know, he's super flashy, and he's honed it in a bit in his last couple fights. And I would say, I don't know, I think Muslim Salikov is going to be just too much for him. I got Muslim winning this fight here. Yeah, I feel like Muslim's going to win this fight. Hopefully, like, Michelle can, like... I'm rooting for Michelle, all right? I would love for Michelle to win this fight, but I think Muslim is going to be too much for him in this fight. And then you got Brandon Royval taking on Rogerio Bontorin. And I'm going to go with Brandon Royval in this. I just think he's the better fighter of the two. And he's got better cardio of the two. Bontorin gasses out. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to go with Royval in that bad bitty. I know I told you guys that I was going to try to have these episodes like 100% MMA, and last week it was. Past few weeks, there's been like no real MMA news to even talk about, you know? So I've been trying to like just get these episodes together. And then when this situation just happened with this Milwaukee music scene, I was like, nah, I got to talk about it a little bit, you know. That's why this is episode 125. Nah, I just had to talk about it. But I'm gonna let you guys go. A shorter episode today, I guess. I didn't write too many more notes. Nope, no more notes. So once again, I want to say rest in peace to Bob Saget. If you guys want to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5Pod. You can follow my personal accounts at My Name's Jermaine. You can email this podcast at Babylon5Podcast@gmail.com. Wherever you guys listen to this podcast, please hit that like, subscribe to this podcast. Do whatever you guys can to let the algorithm know that you love this podcast so everybody can find this podcast and we can all love this podcast. I love this podcast. If you guys would like to go to teespring.com/store/BOFpod-shop and buy some merchandise, cop a t-shirt or two. Go to twitch.tv/Babylon5, and then maybe pretty soon you can watch me play on easy. Some of these games I'll play easy. Even with Civilization, man, it's like, I feel like the settings, once you get like after like, there's like Settler, I think like Sheftian, And once you get past there, it's so fucking nerfed. It'll be like the second turn, and it's like, oh, well, he just discovered nuclear technology. It's like, how did he do that so fast? How did they move so fast? Like, I'm learning shit as fast as I can have them move. As fast as the game is letting me develop shit. And it'll be like, nope, they got nukes. And it's like, dude, I just learned how to use a slingshot over here. So if y'all want to see me playing on easy on Twitch, man, be my guest. It's gonna happen soon. It's gonna happen very soon. And lastly, go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod to be my patron. This has been episode 125. Sorry if I triggered anybody in this episode. I was pretty triggered myself, just with the whole situation, man. But we'll see how the city goes, man. There's a lot of tough talk from a lot of people I've seen in these comments. We'll see what happens. But as per usual, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you when I see you. I'll holla.
Chant down Babylon kingdom. Team make we chant down Vatican now. Bang bling bling chant down Babylon kingdom. Team make we chant down Vatican now. Chant down Babylon kingdom. Team make we chant down